Welcome to the Hot Rod Podcast with Ron Foreman and Brady Wright. We're the guys who eat, breathe, and live cars. Ron is the president and founder of the Rat Bastards Car Club and a longtime builder of awesome hot rods. Brady is the founder of the Idaho State Hot Rod Hall of Fame, a producer of car shows all across the Northwest, and the builder of the only rat rod ice cream truck in the state.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Well, today is Christmas Eve, and it's $4.99. So next year will be $500. Next year would be $500.
We'd be that many.
Yeah, be sure to hit the share and like button and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook.
That helps us a lot, and it makes you much cooler for doing it, too.
Being it's wintertime.
Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Hey, my pleasure. And we got New Year coming up. We'll probably be still watching this show. This is going to be kind of a special show.
Yes, it is.
Usually, anybody that watches we usually try to get somebody that we can interview and talk with them. But this particular show is always a little bit special because we have one show that we've been doing. We've almost been doing this 10 years.
No way.
I looked at how long we've been doing a show. Now, we had the other show before this one, but we've been partnered on this for close to, I think it's 8.5. We're close.
Well, time flies when you're having fun, brother.
It does. And so there's one show that we have done that we've actually redone a couple of times. It is the single most requested show that, it gets the best watches.
Hundreds of requests.
People love it. And for whatever reason, I wish we could take credit for it, but we really didn't have too much to do except to present it. There's a series of books, and you've got the set, and so do I.
Well, I've got both.
I
have two issues. First and second.
2 out of the 3? Yeah, there's 3 books. The old Car Nut books. And David Dickinson is the compiler. And what it is a series of stories about all kinds of things hot rod. Around the world, really, and some in the Pacific Northwest. And one of the stories that is in there is the true story of the actual hot rod Lincoln. And many people have heard the song. A lot of people know some of the background. The actual story about Charlie Ryan and the car that he built. David managed to, collect all of that from a couple of guys in the Northwest who were lucky enough to find the car and find Charlie Ryan, who was still alive at the time.
Strictly by accident. It was meant to be.
Fluke. He walked into their shop and
Christmas miracle.
Yeah. And so they rebuilt the car for him, completely restored it, absolutely to stock. Or not to stock, but to the original Hot Rod Lincoln thing, and gave it to him. They didn't charge him a dime for it. It was just
awesome.
that. So this is the story about how all of that got done. We got a couple of commercials we're going to run, but we'll do them just before and just after. We're going to let the show run completely straight through. So if you haven't heard the Hot Rod Lincoln story, the true story, this is your chance. If you have, grab a cup of coffee or hot chocolate or something stronger. Sit back, relax. This is something you can enjoy. And the good news is it's mostly audio. So unless you want to look at my face reading it, which maybe not, you can listen to it while you're driving. It's a real good, cruising kind of a background podcast. We hope you enjoy it. There's a great new family-oriented nonprofit car club in Idaho.
We're the Rat Bastards, and we want you.
Welcome all hot rods, 1969 or earlier, and orphans.
And the rough is enough.
Rat Bastards. Real steel and iron hot rods.
We are the Rat Bastards, and we want you.
We're all about old school hot rods and rat rods.
We get together, help each other build, and cruise like crazy.
Because that's the way car clubs are supposed to be.
Join us for cruisings all over Idaho and Washington.
Joining the club is easy.
A bunch of rat bastards.
Contact us through our club Facebook page or come talk to us at any event.
We have cruisings on the first and third Saturday of every month.
Check out our Facebook page for information.
Email us at ratbastardsidaho@gmail.com.
Rat Bastards!
We're charter sponsors of the Idaho State Hot Rod Hall of Fame and the Hot Rod Podcast.
Rat Bastards.
Rat Bastards.
And the rough is enough.
It's not what you buy, it's what you build.
It's not what you buy, it's what you build.
It's not what you buy, it's what you build.
It's not what you buy, it's what you build.
It's the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
It's the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
The most fun you can have with your clothes on.
But one of our great resources that we've got in the Pacific Northwest is a guy by the name of David Dickinson. And David has published 3 books called the Old Car Nut books. And this is them right here. This is book number 2.
That's number 2.
Yeah, it's number 2. And there's 3 books in the series. But the reason we're going to this one for this week as a kind of a special Christmas gift to all of the hot rod people in the country, this thing has the full and complete story of the hot rod Lincoln. Now, everybody thinks they know. Everybody thinks they've heard the song and they know the whole truth. Maybe not. Maybe you don't. So David has researched this story quite a bit, and the whole thing it takes a little bit of time, but I'm going to read it because it's kind of fun. Ron's heard it before, of course, so
it's really cool.
Add in some stuff as we go. But Merry Christmas to you from the Hot Rod Podcast. And this is the story of the Hot Rod Lincoln. The story is by Bob Davidson as compiled by David Dickinson. And this is the way it goes. In all the years that I was in the auto body industry, I repaired a lot of cars and met a lot of people. And because I love cars and people, it was always a thrill for me. In the beginning, I worked for what had been a one-man shop. I'd come in to sand and mask the cars, and the guy that owned the shop would come in and spray them at night. We'd get some cars off the car lots to repair and make a living. Over time, it kind of grew and grew to where it became one of the largest collision companies in the area by far. He became pretty successful and very wealthy. For me, it was just kind of a stepping stone in life. I met lots of interesting people at the shop. One day in about 1987, an older couple came in, got an estimate to fix their late model Nova. And as I'm writing this estimate up, the guy says to me, that's a 30 Model A up on the wall there, isn't it? He was pointing to a picture behind me. I didn't even know it was there, but it was a nice frame and everything. I turned around and said, yeah, it sure is. The old boy was about 70 years old, I'd say. His wife was sitting on the couch waiting for him to get his estimate completed. And he says, I've got one of those. I said, oh, you do? How cool is that? He said, yeah, I got a Lincoln motor in it. Ooh. I chuckled and said, oh, like the hot rod Lincoln. And I just kind of rattled it off, just like that. He continued, not swayed a bit by my casual response, says, yes, I have the original hot rod Lincoln.
Whoa.
I couldn't believe what he was saying. I said, did you write the song? Oh, yeah, he replied, long time ago. I said, where's the car at? Well, we're retiring in McKenna. We rented a trailer up there. We got a metal garage down here, and I have all my stuff in there too. The car's in there too. Wow. I had kind of a hard time buying into his statements. I said, can we come and see it? He says, oh yeah, when I bring my car in, you can give me a ride home.
Nice.
So I called my friend Walt Kaplan, who was really into music, and I asked who wrote the song Hot Rod Lincoln. He knew it just like that. He said, Charlie Ryan. I shouted, are you kidding me? He just left here.
Wow.
He said, are you kidding? Where's the car? I went on to tell him about the guy and his wife in the car and out in McKenna. And so after about the time I hung up with Walt, my buddy Dick Page came in the door. Dick's gone now. I told him the story. I said, he's bringing his late model car in for repairs on Monday, and I'm going to give him a ride back home. He says, he'll take me down and show me the car. You want to go with? He said, absolutely.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So on Monday, Dick's at the shop right on time, and I introduced him to Charlie when he came in. We took Charlie back to his place, anxious to make a historical barn find. And walking down to the metal building, the anticipation is growing in our hearts and our minds. I will never forget the moment when Charlie opened that big old door of the building and I looked in, because there in the dark recesses, the sunlight dancing over the front grille, the shell, the motor, the faded red cowl, sat the hot rod Lincoln.
Nice.
I asked if it even ran, and Charlie says, I hadn't been started or driven in a lot of years. We walked around the car and looked it over. It had mattresses on it and pigeons flying in and out, junk all over the place. I looked at Dick and I said, wouldn't it be awesome if we could restore this thing and bring it back to life?
No kidding. That would be cool.
Old Charlie looked at me and says, oh, I can't afford that. I smiled and I said, wait a minute. I'll get it done and it won't cost you a dime.
Nice.
If you have any other parts Well, he had the tail lights off the Lincoln real handy, some other stuff in boxes. And as he looked around, he told me the story right then and there. Now, many people have heard the song Hot Rod Lincoln. It's been recorded a whole bunch of times, different artists. It's always going to be part of the fabric of rock and roll or rockabilly music. And of course, the car community too.
Absolutely.
So what the majority of casual listening public doesn't know is the history of the car behind the song, or that there even was a real car. Now, there's been quite a few things written about Charlie Ryan and the Hot Rod Lincoln. They don't always say the same thing, but here's what Charlie told me. Charlie had a band, and they rode around in a 47 Lincoln Zephyr from one gig to the next gig. And after they were done playing, they'd throw their instruments up on the roof and head out to the next stop. Lincoln Zephyr's a huge car. So they had enough room to do all of this. Charlie was always writing lyrics down, and he'd sit in the back seat, sipping on a beer or two, scribbling lyrics and, mumbling tunes while they drove to the next venue. They did quite a bit of this after their gigs. Charlie writing songs, some of which were about the Lincoln, but not really putting down the year of the car, nothing, just lyrics about a hot rod Lincoln. The song never seemed to want to be complete. This went on for quite some time. That all changed one night. On one outing, they were going from New Mexico into Texas and then into Oklahoma and finally up the coast to California, where they rolled the Lincoln one night. But he got out safely, but the car was destroyed. They took it to a wrecking yard that Charlie's dad owned because it was near Bakersfield, California. The Lincoln's body was taken off the chassis, and a Model A body was put on the Lincoln chassis.
Nice.
This is when the unfinished song took a new direction. Charlie started to add lyrics about the Model A, and it all started to come together. Now, this Lincoln had a 12-cylinder motor.
Yep.
Not an 8, not a 10,
Nope.
12.
12, yep.
And the 12-cylinder engine was in its original place as he went on with his lyrics, and the new voice of it, when some of the lyrics in the song refer to a Cadillac passing them by, it had actually been the 47 Lincoln. In some of the original lyric lines, the references to the Model A and the Cadillac all came after they rolled the Lincoln.
I see.
So he told me the whole story about how they finally finished the song, and the record company immediately wanted him to record it. Well, he did. Johnny Bond recorded it too, and it got on the hit parade at about the same time with both recordings. Now, Charlie was an artist himself, but Johnny Bond was Gene Autry's sidekick.
Oh, okay.
Gene had a lot of money, and he wanted to do the song in his own style. So the recording went right up the top immediately, drew all kinds of attention. Once in a while, Charlie would take the car and park it outside a gig like a Grange Hall where he was performing with his band, the Rough Riders, to draw attention and pull people inside. It wasn't the car we see today or the quality you expect to see in a promotional car. In fact, other than a few people that saw the car at those venues that Charlie and the band played, most people listening to the music or on the radio or records only thought of the car as whatever their mind conjured up. So as Dick and I stood in the garage surveying the car, the restoration played out in our minds. We evaluated what was there and what was going to be needed, as well as who we might be able to get involved. This restoration was our way of helping Charlie, a living legend in the minds of many, and preserving the car that had become so iconic to those who knew it even existed. For others, this would be a completely new era for the song, the car, and for Charlie and Ruthie Ryan. Now, Charlie was certainly agreeable, but he wanted to know why this wasn't costing him anything. We assured him that it's just our way of giving back, so he turned the car over to me and let us do our thing. Charlie just didn't realize the basic irresistible urge and the ultimate satisfaction that old hot rodders could get from being involved in the registration or the restoration of a car of this kind of legendary status. That's pretty cool.
History.
Yeah.
It's history.
I would have paid money just to hang around and watch.
No kidding.
So everybody we approached was asked for help. They were anxious to get involved, and all the time, the materials, the funds, all of that was donated.
That's great.
From new white wall tires to the paint, it was all for Charlie, and it was all given freely with nothing expected in return. We didn't take or ask for anything because of the
that's what the hot rod community is all about. That's what. That's what the hot rod community is all about. It's helping each other.
Yeah, and that's what we're supposed to do.
You're not only restoring a car, restoring a legend.
Yeah.
A piece of history,
So there was a
time
ton
machine.
of goodwill floating around,
Yeah,
by
really
this.
cool.
A lot of attention was given to the companies that were involved. Companies donated parts just so
Sure.
that they could be there to be a part of it. So it worked out pretty good. We took it over to Benny Jones. He had a little mechanical garage. He and his dad, Levy Jones, the race car driver. So they had a lot of equipment. Benny got it all when his dad passed away. So we got the 47 Zephyr engine fired up in not much time at all. And all those years, after all those years, it ran pretty good.
Sure.
Then we got a hold of other people to donate their talent. Benny donated his time and resources. Then we started the body work, the interior, the remaining mechanical restoration of the vehicle. So the person that did the interior was a guy named Don McLeod. And he got credit for the upholstery work that he did on the side. Winchell's did the body work at their shop on Pacific Avenue. The hood, as it was, needed to be refabbed. So we cut and shaped the hood so it would go from the cowl to the grill. We also made a smooth top for it out of tin. Charlie still had the Model A taillights on it, so we took them off and put the round 49 Lincoln taillights, mounted them up in the fenders, giving it a real neat kind of a look. The rear bumpers we put on were from a 48 Lincoln. We got a van company to donate a spare tire cover that they put on the custom vans, and I painted and lettered it looked like a 45 record label of the song itself.
Nice. Very nice. Nice touch.
So
This
we
wasn't
gave it-
around Christmas time, was it?
I don't know if it says that. We'll take a look.
Okay.
We gave it new hubcaps. We put brand new white wall tires on it. They hadn't had that before. And the man that donated the tires got credit for his tire company. Some of the other things, the original Lincoln went on to the Model A body that he wanted to incorporate, but just had never gotten around to doing. So we did it all. We still had all the pieces and parts, and we made a lot of it work. We put the Lincoln dashboard in it, and I lettered notes and lyrics on it. On the left side of the steering column above the gauges, I put, "Son, you're going to drive me to drinking." And on the other side, just to the right of the clock, I put, "If you don't stop driving that hot rod Lincoln."
Nice.
So the chrome and the stainless on the dash was just like new. The lettering really made it all pop. It got a nice new leather interior, replaced the old original ragged seat that was in there, and anything else we could do to make it a show car. Now, there are pictures of all of it being built. And Rod and Custom Magazine wrote an article to show the pictures and tell the story. It was amazing. I don't know the month and the year of that, but I bet you if you went to the Rod and Custom Magazine website, you could probably go back and find it. It would be very cool to see. I've got a couple of pictures here in the book, but they're too small to put on here, and it's not going to do it justice. So Charlie and his wife were completely blown away by all the attention, and they couldn't believe what was going on. And to upgrade the car to make it safe and durable from what they'd thrown together back in the 40s, we took care of any of the mechanical work. The 47 Zephyr motor wasn't rebuilt, but it got suspension and brake work and whatever else was needed. It was all done right, no corners cut. Charlie and Ruthie were amazed at how the car turned out. Now, the redone Hot Rod Lincoln made its debut at Rock, the dock, which is down on the waterfront in Tacoma. They put the car up above. Charlie performed with a band that he put together out of the local union. There was a car show inside as well. It was an awesome event to introduce everybody.
Man, I would have loved to got to go to that.
Yeah. And this was all in 87, 88. So could have. A lot of people said, "Oh, you duplicated the old hot rod." We said, no. This is the original car. This is it. It's not a reproduction. And even with all the publicity that was floating around, there were a lot of people who didn't even know there was an original Hot Rod Lincoln. They knew about the song. They didn't know about the car.
I wonder where the car is now. Do you think it might be in LeMay?
I know where the car is.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Hang on.
I'll wait.
So they took the car to some of the big shows, the Good Guys show. They bought brand new jackets to go with the theme. At 72 years old, Charlie actually started to perform again. Nice. On a regular basis. The magazine got a hold of this. Everything started to grow. Charlie never got so much attention in his life. Now, Charlie and Ruthie belong to ASCAP, the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers.
Okay.
And he told me all about how the songwriter is paid when their song is performed or when the record is produced. And that's where he got his money. And when Charlie and that Hot Rod Lincoln got debuted around the area, the radio stations were playing the thing continuously.
Nice.
Unbelievable. Every channel, every station, every television, all over it. There was all this excitement just off what we created from the restoration, and having that car available for the people to actually look and see was even better.
That is really cool.
So get this. The Ryans wrote
countless letters and cards thanking all the people that brought a new life to him and his wife, bringing the cars around. They never had the time or money to do it because they were so busy trying to make a living. He got on a television show, Nashville Now. The car was rolled out onto the stage while he performed. He'd never done anything like that. And it was the first time the car was ever shown to the general public on national television.
That's awesome.
The magazine coverage was amazing. Now, by this time, Charlie and Ruthie had moved to Spokane to live after the car was done. He was asked to join the Duke's Car Club, and of course, he was thrilled. In 1990, Rod and Custom magazine did their story on the Hot Rod Lincoln, including pictures before, during, and after the restoration. Some of the photographs in that article were sent to them by some of the workers, and of course, I gave them all the pictures that I had developed from a little snapshot camera that we were using at the time. Charlie and Ruthie wrote a lot of songs, and if you listen to one of their tapes, there's Sidecar Sally and a lot of others. Ruthie was a heck of a writer too. Now, Charlie had never had a lot of money, and he was getting up there in years. The song might live forever, but Charlie knew he wouldn't. So Charlie and Ruthie gave the car to a collector in Chicago in return for his promise to take care of Ruthie during her remaining years.
Nice.
And whether she was in a nursing home or whatever, he was going to pay the bills in return for having that car. Charlie passed away of a heart attack, 2008. He and Ruthie had been married for over 70 years.
Wow.
Now, by the time this was written, apparently Ruthie has passed away because he haven't heard from her in a long time. I used to get greeting cards from her every Christmas, but she was getting older and older. The Hot Rod Lincoln was the star of Hot Rod of the 60th Detroit Autorama in 2012.
Oh, cool.
Barrett Jackson states that the car was sold at auction in January of 2013 at the Scottsdale Barrett auction for $106,700. Now, while Charlie and Ruthie are gone, the car is still out there someplace, and I hope in loving hands. The song with its iconic lyrics is still on the airwaves, and it'll live in the hearts of many forever. Now, here's the postscript. After we did this story a couple of years ago on the old Horsepower Chrome and Rust show, I saw a Facebook post from a guy who lived in Detroit. And he got to me and he said, "Is that the original Hot Rod Lincoln?" He said, "Because I think I own that car." And I talked with him for a while. He did and does own the car. He says, "I'll never sell it." No way. He didn't know the full story. He had some things that he thought were true, but turned out not to be. And I said, "Look, I don't want any money for this. I will send you the tape of the show, and I'll also send you a copy of the book so you can see what you've got there and who put it together and who was responsible." Nice. Who did. And I haven't talked to him for a little while, but he's still got the car, and it's still in the same shape. He hasn't touched it. He says, "I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to do anything with it. It's exactly the way it's supposed to be." So somewhere out there, the Hot Rod Lincoln lives.
Nice.
And I don't think there's a better end to the story. You know, I think that's what it should be.
I would really love to see some of the before and after pictures.
I'd love, so Rod and Custom magazine, I'm sure if you go to their archives or if you go to their website, probably we can find it. If I can find it, I'll put a link to it on the show, because it'd be a lot of fun just to have it.
It would.
Yeah.
The Idaho Hot Rod Hall of Fame is the only nonprofit organization that rewards men and women who actively promote the hot rod community, clubs, and builders all over the state of Idaho. Each year at our September awards banquet, we award a Hot Rodder of the Year, a Young Rodder of the Year, and Car Club of the Year, as well as giving out scholarship money to students in the auto trades programs at local colleges. If you want to nominate an honoree, go to idahof.org, our website, or you can email us or message us through our Facebook page.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, de freaking ho. What a great story.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it always is. People love it. I hope you enjoy it. If it's the first time you've heard it, then, spin back and maybe take another chance on it. Welcome to record it. Welcome to share. We give it to you as a Christmas present every year. I hope your Christmas goes well, my friend.
You too, sir.
We're going to do the best we can.
All right,
New Year's
man.
gonna come
No,
pretty
it's
quick.
going to be an awesome year this next year. It's going to be
Oh,
spectacular.
It is going to be fantastic. We got new events coming. We got new infestations coming, and lots of things happening that never been done before. It gets better every year.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, from the Rat Bastards Car Club of Idaho and the Rat Bastards Car Club of Washington and the Rat Bastards Car Club of Sequim, or the Olympic Peninsula, I guess is even better. We all want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New
Yes,
Year. And
Merry
thanks
Christmas.
for listening. We appreciate it very much. Love you, man. We'll talk to you later.
Love you. Remember, if you drive when you're drinking, don't hot rod that hot rod Lincoln.
That's it for this episode of the Hot Rod Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to our show, and we appreciate it if you smash those notification buttons too, so you'll know when a new one drops. For Ron Foreman, I'm Brady Wright. This has been the Hot Rod Podcast. We'll see you on the next one.